Start.
Uh, Hi, we are taking an interview, in-depth interview of Mr. Sridhar. So, hello Mr. Sridhar.
Hi, Mr. Pankaj. How are you?
How are you? I'm
Very
good.
good.
I wanted to ask you certain things. I heard you are one of the most interesting bloggers out there in the campus. So, can you tell how it all started, your blogging and all that?
It all started with an interest in writing. I used to read a lot, and I got inspired by some of the Indian fiction writers. I used to read mainly R.K. Narayan,
Okay.
and then I also used to read Scott Adams' blog.
Okay.
And,
So, that was the first blog that you had read? Or was there some other blogs also that you had read earlier?
No, I used to read a few blogs on India Times.
So those were the first blogs that you had read?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was in the year something like?
It was in 2006, early 2006.
Okay. So after 2006, you started reading India Times blog, and then you moved on to which of the blogs you have tried till now?
I have blogs on Blogspot, on LiveJournal, on WordPress, but I'm most active on LiveJournal right now.
Okay. Is there any specific particular reason that you are?
I used to blog on India Times, and it used to be a very active blog site once upon a time, and there was a very well-knit community of India Times bloggers at that time, and we all used to know each other. Like if somebody posted, and we could see the others' updates, and
Okay,
immediately
so
we used to go.
was it because your friend network was there on that particular thing, or?
Yeah, I found a very good network on that particular site.
Okay.
But with time, India Times abandoned that particular site. I mean, it was not at all maintained. Even now, if you go to that site, many of the times it doesn't open.
Okay.
So a lot of people, they quit India Times blog. I mean, because it was very hard to post on it. I mean, if you try to post on it,
Earlier it
will
was
fail.
easy.
Earlier it was easy. It used to be maintained by them.
Okay.
But now, then they totally left it. So now, I mean, you can have a blog on it, but it won't be maintained. Most of the times the site doesn't open, and like the server dies down.
Thinking about blogs again, what problem does it solve, or what is this functionality that it facilitates for you, the blog, as a product?
Well, I find a blog as a means of expressing myself. That is the main reason I blog. Besides that, when I write and when I know that I'm going to be read by people, I am able to structure my thoughts in a more clear manner.
So, who all do you think read your blogs? Your friends?
Yes, it's mostly my friends, and then I try to post my blog on social network sites, even on Twitter and all. So I try to reach a wider audience, but so far it's more or less my friends. Most of them have RSS feeds set up in various engines. They have RSS engines. So they come to know when I make a new post.
Okay. So, have you persuaded some of your friends to start blogging also, or was it that you were persuaded by some of your friends, something like that?
Yeah, I have persuaded quite a few friends, but not all of them have been very active. Like many people have a desire to blog inside them. A lot of people do start a blog, they post once or twice, but then they don't continue thereafter. Some of my friends did continue for
what do you think is
time.
something that avoids people to start, means after one or two posts they just stop it, or not able to continue? Even you might have faced these challenges when you are blogging, like for 5-6 months even you might not be blogging or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes I don't blog for a long time, months.
So what is the reason behind? Is there any obstacle or something like that?
It's a lack of interest. I mean, it starts as an attractive interest. A lot of people blog, so you get attracted to it. It's easy to get attracted to it, but not everybody has that inclination to put in their views on paper. It needs a lot of patience. You cannot. I mean, it feels nice when you read people writing their views, but to do it yourself, you need to spend a lot of time. You need, like, an average post takes about 2 hours.
Okay.
If you're a good blogger, you can do it in half an hour. I mean, if you're a seasoned blogger, you're accustomed to do that. But if you're new, it takes time, and then it's easy to get distracted and
Tell
lose
me one
interest.
thing, you are now into LiveJournal, right? So do you think it's an ideal blog? Means
No,
ideal platform or something?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
Okay.
Actually, I have a lot of content on LiveJournal, and to move it to some other blog site would be a very huge effort. That's why I'm not moving it.
I think that now at least in Blogspot I've seen is like you can just download whatever you have written into an XML file and then you can just upload it.
Yeah, Blogspot has tie-ups with a few other blog sites, the popular blog sites.
No, what I'm saying is that you can just log in, okay, take the download dump of whatever you have written till now, okay, and then just upload it on some other blog that you have.
Yeah, the dump is not readily provided by LiveJournal. It has to be from both the
so
sites.
Not there, so
it has to be provided.
You are not able to, means you have some inertia or something related to it, that's why you're not able to.
Inertia is that I have a lot of content and I fear that a lot of formatting would be lost, and LiveJournal is okay. I have to compromise on some functionality. Like WordPress and Blogspot, they allow you to put AdSense on the blog, which LiveJournal doesn't.
Okay.
And it also has limited features. Most of it is.
What do you think is a limiting thing on LiveJournal or the other blogs per se?
See, Blogspot comes with a lot of features. It's like a benchmark for all blog sites in the world, on all blog sites in the web.
Okay.
LiveJournal.
It's the easiest thing you mean to say.
It's easy, very user friendly. It has lots of themes, lots of features, lots of ways you can present your blog, which is not there with other sites. And the main thing is
WordPress is also having.
WordPress also has, but again, as I said, Blogspot is a benchmark. WordPress has adapted most of those features, and WordPress allows AdSense as well. LiveJournal doesn't do that. LiveJournal is run by some Russian, a bunch of Russians, and they have budget issues, and I heard it was going to close down. They laid off a lot of people, so it's not in a good shape. There's always a risk that it will close at some point. So that's why I maintain a backup blog. Like I had the India Times blog, I still post on it as a backup blog. So
I don't know when your blog will die out.
Yeah, so even India Times is not reliable, and LiveJournal is also not so reliable. But
why don't you use Blogspot or WordPress? What interests you like?
One thing is I'm not very comfortable with the idea of moving the blog totally from here to there.
Fine, but
I want to preserve the content.
Start off again.
Yeah, that's what I want to preserve the content. I want a blog which contains my old content as well. That's one reason. Another is the user ID SochVichaar that I have obtained on O3, that is India Times and LiveJournal. I'm not able to get it on Blogspot. So that's a big reason, though it may not seem so important, but the user ID is one constraining factor. I did try WordPress, but I didn't find it so appealing. WordPress somehow find it confusing. Blogspot is.
What is it there in WordPress that you find confusing?
I don't know, the interface.
It's quite complex for the developer.
It's not complex, but I don't know. I find it cluttered. I don't find it very easy to use. Though I have not spent much time. Though if I start using it, I'll get used to it. It won't be so important. But to start with,
initially you find
initially I don't find it very.
Okay. And before starting, did you do any information search that these are the kinds of blogs or anything where you should be starting, or it was just a hunch that you should start from India Times or LiveJournal?
I think
any information search that you had done?
Yeah, there was one reason why I did that. When blogging, actually I didn't know much about blogging to start with. Then I used to be a book lover at that time. I was new in my job, and I started reading in a big way as a hobby. And then one of my friends suggested that I could start a blog. And then out of that conversation came the idea of starting a blog on an Indian site rather than this Blogspot.
Why was it?
Yeah, the reason that that was done was because my content would be basically inclined towards Indian topics, Indian issues. Another thing is I would be able to reach a Indian audience who would be interested in my topics.
But don't you think that people are going to say WordPress or Blogspot also in India?
No, they do use. Actually, I had a blog. I had created a blog once. I never used to write on it. But and I found that there were too many users on Blogspot to be really noticed.
Okay.
One thing in India Times was whenever you post, your name would appear. There were fewer users, so your post would appear on top for more time. Okay. So you get a higher visibility. You get more visibility. So more people visit your blog. And then when I started on India Times, I found that a lot of people were visiting, people were commenting on my posts, and that way I even came to know a few users. I
you were able
interacted
to
with them. Yeah, they became
build
my
some
friends.
Okay.
Yeah. So even now I interact with a lot of them. So there was a good discussion also which could be
So
triggered out of that.
basically the information search and all what you had done was basically like just talk to the friends and just never on the net, like just once or twice you had visited those India Times blogs.
Yeah,
That is what we can see. Okay, and something else was like.
It's like once you get started with one blog site, you won't move.
So
from
how
it
was the
so
final
easily.
choice determined that okay, you are going to select this particular, you are going to use this particular blog? It was just your discussion with a friend that day. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought which Indian blog could I use?
So your
Times of
friend
India
said
is,
like this particular blog is better or this particular blog site is better or.
I guess India Times came up because it is the most
blog.
popular media, house in India, and
Do you believe
its
that
blog
it still is?
It is not. I mean, Times of India may be a very huge media house, but India Times blog as such, as I said, it's not at all maintained. So it's
What
not
do
a
you
good site
think
at
is
all.
the major issue? Like they are not maintaining the blog. That you feel is the biggest hindrance for you.
I don't know. Maybe.
There have been quite a number of blogs that have came up in India, like Big Adda and all those.
Yes.
So what do you think is the major issue with the
See, India Times, off late they have started.
Reddit blogs.
Yeah, India Times off late it has started another blog site. I mean, it has started celebrity blogs. You would see Selena Jaitley blogging on India Times. There are such blogs, and they have maybe they had certain other business plans. I mean,
do you think those blogs are relevant at all? In celebrity doing the blogging, that on Big that you have something like Amitabh Bachchan and cricketers and all those people.
They are read by quite a few people. I mean, those
people inspire people to start blogging on that particular site? Do you feel like that?
They do. Yeah.
What I see today was like something like 38,000 people. This is just blogs are there on Big Adda.
Okay.
So maybe
I mean, it may seem like a small number because a large number of bloggers they don't prefer these Indian sites.
What do you think?
Because of limited features, they offer very limited features.
What do you feel is limiting, like themes or what?
Themes, the interface, the kind of things you can do, the kind of formats you can achieve, and ease of blogging.
But then even the Western sites, maybe their appearance and all doesn't look quite Indian, right?
Appearance need not be Indian. I mean, it's the ease of making a post, ease of usage that matters. Blogspot is very simple. I mean, it can't be simpler.
How do you find that experience when you are using blogging and all? How it is?
Experience.
Your feelings, opinions, doing that experience when you are writing it, when you are posting something, when somebody comments.
It's always very encouraging when somebody reads your post, and that's why I used to send it to a lot of my friends as soon as I used to make a post. I send the link to everyone, and then sometimes I put it on my messenger status message. And sometimes the kind of posts I make, I try to be very outspoken and very honest about what I think, what I actually think. I don't try to like when I write on a certain topic, I would imagine what I would think as an impartial person, without biases. What could be the most transparent way of looking at a certain thing? And then I make a post based on that.
Okay.
And sometimes at some hidden point inside me, I feel apprehensive about how I would be perceived. I may not send the link to my friends, and that in those situations. But I do make the post. I mean, I take chances that way. I mean, let people read somehow. Let it reach the audience. But I want to express.
Over the period of say 3 years that we have been blogging, has your relationship or anything changed with the blog or something that has happened? Means your perceived relationship, anything that you felt about the blog was good or bad or anything about that product or service that was being offered to you? How it has evolved or anything?
Like
the experience.
As I said, I started with India Times. Now I have quit India Times basically. I have it as a backup option. I normally blog in HTML. I mean, I do not use most of the features which the blog sites provide, like the rich text editors and automatic formatting and all that. I normally format in simple HTML and then I post it. But off late I have started using some of the features. That's why using live journal did not hurt me so much, in spite of the fact that it does not have all the features which Blogspot offers. But I use very basic features, so I'm okay with it, and the theme and all I keep them
So
very.
it has been nearly the same since you have started, or?
It's been nearly the same. I just want my blog to look good and load fast, and it should be simple to blog on.
Okay, and you have some quality concerns basically with this particular site. Okay, has there been any positive surprises during your experience? Means live journal did something special for you, or some other blog site, Blogspot or WordPress, nothing? Any special moments that you can recall? That you felt a wow, that site was great. Or India times.
There have been a lot of moments. Like I was in O3 for quite a long time. Then each time, whenever I made a post, there was a landmark achieved. When I reached 50 posts, it was a great experience. And then when I reached 100 posts, it was another great experience. And the good thing about O3 was it used to maintain a count of the number of posts, which used to appear right on top of your blog. Now, as soon as you open, you see I have 100 posts. It was very, very, very great experience. And then it was a very close-knit community. People used to congratulate you on having made so many posts.
Okay.
And live journal, when you move from an Indian blog site to an international blog site, your readership does come down very.
You feel that
phenomenally.
Okay, when you come to an international site, you feel that your readership will go
Yeah, it did come down. I mean, it was not there was no more a community. They were random visits. In O3, it was people who were tracking your visits.
It was a new community or something.
Yeah, it was a bunch of people. But then it was only that much. Not many people from a lot of places would come. But then if you are on a blog spot, you have people from everywhere who can randomly come to your blog.
And they won't do anything, and they will just go.
Yeah, they may not read. And sometimes you don't even have visitors. But then if you are having your blog on such sites, you should use other means of reaching out to people.
Yeah.
You should, like Blog Adda, there are such sites where you can register your blog, and they will track your blog. They have ways of tracking your blog, and like you make posts in certain categories, they show up on their site whenever you update your blog. And then you can also encourage your friends and other people to have updates to your blogs shown up in their RSS feeds, and circulate your URL through Twitter or social networking sites.
So what role do you feel does the brand name play on all these things?
The brand name is important for the reliability of the blog. You have a lot of content. It's your personal content, and as you post, you improve a lot. And then finally, and when you read your own
Say
post,
you are using something like a live journal or India Times, which is more of a local kind of, means the India Times at least. But then say something like if you are into WordPress or Blogspot, which is a well-known blog for the world. So do you feel that there is any difference in the brand name per se?
that way it doesn't matter so much, because
Finally, brand doesn't matter to you.
finally it's the URL. If you would want your blog to look a certain way, you are not really concerned about where your blog is hosted, as long as your page looks good. You won't mind
So
circulating.
you will even the only inertia that you have right now is something like the old blog, whatever you are having on live journal, it could be moved to the new blog. That will solve the problem, whatever blog site it may be.
Yeah.
Okay.
To an extent, I would want a nice, name like Blogspot. Seems quite nice. Something like that. I won't move it to some weird name.
Okay. Okay. And how does this particular thing, blog, fit into your life? Does it play any role or anything?
Plays quite an important role, and I find it as a medium where I can express what I cannot otherwise do. I reach audiences. I reach the whole world in a way. I can write whatever is in my mind.
Okay. And what do you think are the trigger factors for you when you are blogging? Okay. So what triggers you to blog? Is there any trigger that you feel that this is the time that you should be blogging, or this time then you shouldn't be doing?
I think the main trigger is an urge to analyze things and put them in a nice fashion. I mean, I love writing as well, and when I cook up words to present them in a beautiful manner, I feel very satisfied.
Okay.
And then I should be able to present my point of view in a very lucid manner. If I'm able to reach people and if people understand, they appreciate, I think my purpose is solved, purpose is met.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. P.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Pankaj. Nice talking to you.
Yeah.